guys, so this is Kemaro. So today I'm gonna implement the Auth0 authentication for Android app using the Jetpack Compose. So let's begin. So I'm gonna start with very easy demo, what it looks like, the apps. So welcome page login screen is welcoming you, and you just got a login button right here. So let's press it, and then there's a pop-up from the Auth0, and right now I'm gonna just continue with Google Auth, Google accounts. That will that will go to the user login page after the callback, and then user info for name and like register name and an email, and then also the profile photos like via the profile URL. So there's a, if you logged in, then you have a logout button, and if you hit it, it's gonna log out and just show user logged out and login button again. So this is pretty much simple like this. So that's it. So let's begin. So the easiest way is to just as usual, you can go to the GitHub repository link right here, and then you can just clone the repository, or you just go through the code and just copy and paste into your project. So either is fine, but anyway, I'm gonna put the link down in this section below, so you can take a look. So let me go through the repository a little bit. So there is a few folders right here, and this is the application title. Application name is called Auth0 example 1, and underneath there is the folders model, ViewModel, and there is the main activity and the view files, basically the view file and the components. So I didn't put it in like a view folder, but of course you can put it there. And then another file that I need to configure, I need to create, is auth0.xml under the res values right here. So I'm gonna show you how to create it, and also what is the content. And then at the end there is the Gradle script. So if you don't see this kind of folder structure, just make sure that here you're selecting the Android, right? And then there is the two Gradle file that you need to be careful about. One is the it's called the root level, the project level Gradle file. So this one is like this. Actually, I didn't edit this any, so you can just keep it when you create the project. But this application level one, there is another Gradle file that is application level. So for this one, I needed to configure as follows. So first, there is the dependencies for Auth0 dependencies. Implementation com.auth0.android auth0 : plus, also the auth0 android JWT code, these two, and then also the coil to load the image. So this is the library to load the image, which is the io.coilkt coil compose plus. So once you write these lines, the copy and paste from the repository, you can just hit the synchronize, and then it's gonna pull the dependencies, right? Yeah, you can also take a look at the details of the Gradle file right here, but I don't think there is anything that I added besides these lines, but just you need to make sure. And also I forgot to mention the Android manifest. So what I needed to do is to add these lines, the user permission for internet access, to basically let the app to connect to the internet outside of the world. Okay, so let's just go through the file a little bit. So the model, so there's one model called user. So user will be constructed by the ID token. I explained it in a previous video about the iOS application as well. But the Auth0 will, once it's authenticated the user via email or Google login or like Apple login, whatever, it's gonna return the ID token. So from the ID token, it's basically the JWT token, so you can decode it, and then you can take the information about the users, the name, email verify, picture, and update that. So right here, the init function is actually this is a private variables, ID, name, this kind of things. It's gonna be parsed. like this. And if there is any error, just log the error. And this is also if the ID token is null, then of course need to debug log something. The user is logged out, right? Okay, so that is a model. Okay, so you can go to the view model. So what the view model does is basically view model will be fed into the main view later on. You see the dependencies for the main view model. So that this will have the properties like what the main view needs to show, like properties and like state. I would say the state and any function that main view should code. The logic it will be written in the main view model. So the view model contains the logic and like state, and the main view is basically the stateless. I mean, they just fill all the properties and functions from the view model, and then they will just show it. So probably it's best to just explain from the view, not from the view model. So view is like column is like v stack, like vertically stack. So there is some modifier horizontal alignment, so just copy and paste, that is fine. The modifier is text padding for each element in the column. So there is the text. So if the user is authenticated, user logged in, but if not, then and there is another variable called app just launched. If launched, the app that launched like for the first time, then just showing the welcome, please log in, the text. Otherwise, if user logged out and back to the login page, and then just user logged out, and then there is a text that is showing this title, like right here, and then also the spacer. And if ViewModel.user is authenticated, if it's true, then of course you need to show the user info coming from the user info row, and user info row for the email, also the user picture, which is the two component right here. And then there is a button, it's saying the logout button. If the user is authenticated, it's showing the logout and calling the logout function from the view model. If it's logged in, of course, it's executing the view model.login. Okay, and then the button is like this. So I don't have to even show this, but the user info row is just showing the info with title, with two texts. One is the title, and another is one is a label, and another is a content. User picture is using the coil, and image is a remember async image painter from just supplying the URL like this as a string, and then it's gonna show you the image, just pull from the URL. Okay, so that is like an explanation of the view pretty much. And so yeah, let me go to the view model. So view model like this, view model inherit the view model, and then adjust app just launched like mutable state as a true, and the user is authenticated, mutable state as false, and a tag laying it. So this is the Auth0 dependencies, Auth0 component right here, account and the context. So the user is also the mutable state of user from the user model. So the set context, just copy and paste, but you need two information that I'm gonna describe in short. One is client ID and a domain from the Auth0. So it's like set context, right? And the login is like web auth provider. It's coming from the Auth0 Android provider. So log in an account, you use the account right here that you created, and you do the start. Basically, you just copy and paste right here. If it's like on failure, on success. So of course, if it's on success, just turn the app.just launched false, and then user is authenticated as true. So the logout is also this like web auth provider logout, and if it's successful, just user is empty user, and the user is authenticated becomes false. So by the way, ID token will be returned if the login is success. So just take the ID token from the result, like callback, and just put it feed it into the user model, and user property, the state will be updated, and it's gonna be shown in the view. Okay, so that's pretty much for the explanation of the calls, model, view model, and the view, and the main activity. Okay, this is what we left with. So main activity, private variable, main view model by ViewModels like this, and on create inside there is the surface and the main view right here, but you're gonna supply the main view model right here, and main view model does set context as this, right? So this one is actually the main view model set context before the activity context, okay, as a context. Okay, so what you need to do, okay, again, the Android manifest should be configured, like just only one this line should be configured. And then also, okay, the values, you just go here and the new it's like a value resource file, and just make sure you name the XML file as auth0, exactly like this, otherwise it's not gonna be working. So you have two things, I'm sorry, the three things actually, like this, the app, scheme is app, and then the domain will be like this, but I'm gonna explain shortly, and the client ID is like this. Okay, so you, after that, I mean, you need to go to the auth0, of course, and the login, right? And then you're gonna see the application that you created. You can create right here with the native app. So you can name your app whatever, but just make sure you select the native right here and then create. So this is what I created. Okay, some problem. Okay, I'm gonna I just selected the application that I created. It's called sample mobile native. So it has a domain, it's a client ID. You see these two, right? So these are very important. So as I noted, just copy domain and the client ID and then put it here. Okay, the domain goes here and the client ID will go here. Just make sure you copy and paste, like, you know, without any like mistake. And then also you go down a little bit, of course you can, you know, put your logo here if you want, and then application type is native, just make sure. And you're gonna come to the application URIs, and then you have two sections, only two sections that you need to configure. So allow callback URL and allow logout URL. So I'm gonna actually you can just put the two same content in two sections. You don't have to mind this, it's not needed. Allow callback URL and allow logout URL. So I have two strings separated with comma, but actually you need only one because the first one is iOS. So if you only are doing the Android, you just need this. What is this? Is app / and this dev.com, also com is the domain. Actually this section is domain that you just saw from the top, this one. Just copy and paste and then, you know, put it in the format, app / and domain / Android. And this is your it's, you can take it from, actually, how do I take it? Okay, let me think. I think it's here. Yeah, yes, it's here. Com dot. Okay. Yeah, basically, yeah, this one, you see. Once you created, there is some like a domain for your application. So for me, the com.example.auth0 example1. I think you can take it from, yeah, yes, Android namespace, this one, application ID, this one, com example auth0 example1. So just copy and paste and then put it here and / callback, you know, that's it. So for this one, as the same, app / the domain / Android / your application ID and callback / callback. That's it. If you configure it, just hit the save change. To me, it's already did, so I just hit the cancel. Okay, I have some problem, but like, you know, this has no problem. But anyway, what you created like so far is complete enough to configure with Auth0 authentication with your Android app. So it's pretty simple, right? So again, at the end, so if you are done, I'm gonna go for the again the demos, like to just make sure that double check user logged out. Oh, okay, I will build it again. Okay, welcome, please log in. And if I hit the login button, that is, you know, screen like shown up, and I can hit anything. For me, I just hit in the Google authentication, and now I'm logged in, and then log out. That's it, pretty much easy. So okay, so just make sure you copy and paste, or you can just take a look, clone whatever you like, model, view model. It's pretty simple. Main activity, and then some view components, and then also you need to make sure the rest under rest values auth0.xml, and then you copy and paste to domain and the client ID, and then also the app scheme. Okay. And manifest XML is like internet permission. So that's it for today. That's pretty much everything. So thank you very much. And in the channel like this, I'm prototyping a lot of stuff. Like I'm trying to make it like very simple, like my prototype as simple as possible. Sometimes it becomes a little bit like complex, but even like today's one is very, very easy. So it's easier for you to implement those, and you can plug that into your real your project. So I hope you guys like create some prototyping and use this Auth0 implementation. So thank you very much. So if you like this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Like if you have any comments and like questions, please leave in the comment section below. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next prototyping. Happy prototyping. Bye bye.